Well, welcome to the Plaid X2 channel. My name is John, and on this channel we talk about movies, music, and books, all things physical media. So if you're into that kind of thing, go ahead and hit subscribe for more of that kind of content. Well, in this video, it's going to be kind of just a fun video. I was on another fellow YouTuber's channel today, Tim Talks Talkies. And he had this, what I thought was a brilliant idea. It was brand new to me. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, can I borrow this idea? I will give you full credit for it. And your link will be down below. Tim Talks Talkies. Go check out his channel. He just did a room tour, a collection tour today. And it is incredibly impressive. But his idea was this. It was giving the list of his favorite rotten movies. And so if you've been on Rotten Tomatoes website, they rank movies and they rate them. And if they are 60% and above, they're marked fresh. If they're 59% and below, they're considered to be rotten movies. And he did a list of his favorite rotten movies, and I thought that was a lot of fun and a really, really cool idea. So this is going to be my top 10 favorite rotten movies. And at the end, I'm actually going to throw in a bonus one at the end. But anyway, my top 10 favorite rotten movies, here they are. So I'm going to list these starting at the highest rating down to the lowest rating. So coming in, this one is at 51%, and I'm shocked that it's on a rotten list, but it is 13 Hours with John Krasinski, and I'm literally shocked. If you've seen this movie, I hope you enjoyed it. I've watched this multiple times. It is high action, and I absolutely love this film. I've shown it to a bunch of people. They love it. My anxiety and my tension is up the entire time watching this film, even though I've seen it multiple times, and it is so good. His performance is incredible. It's emotional, it's powerful. I have no idea how this is a rotten score, but anyway, it is 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and so this is on my top 10 list, 13 Hours. So also in at 51%, another film that I've watched multiple times that I absolutely love, and it is The Kingdom. This stars Jamie Foxx, Chris Cooper, Jennifer Garner. I've seen this film multiple times. I've shown it to others who also really enjoyed it. I think their performances are incredible. If you watch the whole thread of this film, you watch from the beginning to end, the last few lines of this film are incredibly powerful and haunting and sad about the reality of violence in our world and revenge. And so anyway, this film is, I think, incredible, but on Rotten Tomatoes, it only receives 51%, so it is considered rotten, but this would absolutely be one of my favorite war films. So the next film comes in at 47%, and this is one of my all-time favorite films and one of my all-time favorite films from this actor. This is The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington. I love this film. It blew me away the first time I watched this film. I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end, there's this reveal, and I did not pick up on it the entire time. And at the end, I was so blown away. I watched it a second time to see all of the things that I missed. This is an incredible film. There is action in it. There is emotion in it. There's meaning in it. Makes you think. It's a great film. Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman. No idea why this is on the rotten list, but this again comes in at 47%, The Book of Eli. The next film also comes in at 47%. I love this film like the other ones. I've also watched this one multiple times, lent it to other friends. They love this film, and it is Green Street Hooligans. This came out in 2004. It stars Elijah Wood and Charlie Hunnam. This was my first introduction to Charlie Hunnam. This, for me, was a great film for seeing Elijah Wood branch out to do other kinds of films. I love this. High energy, high action, a great story. I actually get emotional at the end of this because of just the powerful story of loving the people you're with, caring for them, standing beside your friends. I love this film, but at Rotten Tomatoes, 47%, but this is one of my all-time favorite films. So this next film, it blows my mind that it's rotten, but it is rotten, and it comes in at 42%. And this is maybe my favorite comedy of all time. If not, it is up there in the top 2 or 3. And it is Tommy Boy with Chris Farley and David Spade. It is considered to be rotten, but I love this film. I've seen this countless times. It is one of the most quotable films I've ever seen. It's absolutely incredible. This is the Holy Shnikey edition. And I literally don't know anybody who's watched this and said that they hated it, they didn't like it. They might not have said it was their favorite film, but they enjoyed it and they laughed at it. Anyway, Tommy Boy is one of my all-time favorite rotten films. So the next film comes in at 39%, and this is, again, one of my favorite comedies, and this is Adam Sandler's Big Daddy right here. I saw this one in theater. I've seen it multiple times at home. For me, it has a great story to it. I actually get emotional in this film. There's great lines in this film. Rob Schneider, for me, has some of his favorite lines, my favorite lines in this film. I think it's super funny, really meaningful. No idea why it's considered rotten, but it is. But it's one of my favorite comedies. So also coming in at 39%, I will give you this. This movie is ridiculous. It is not worthy of an Oscar consideration. It is ridiculous and foolish and silly, but I absolutely love it. And it is Hotrod, starring Andy Samberg. Story on this one is I rented it from Blockbuster when it came out. I watched 20 minutes of it. I thought it was so foolish and ridiculous, I shut it off. The next day, my wife had the car. I had nowhere to go, nowhere to be. And I paid for it, so I thought, I'm just gonna finish it. I finished it, and that night I went to FYE and I bought it because I thought it was that good. I laughed throughout this entire film. I quote this film all the time. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I cannot believe it's considered rotten. Andy Samberg in Hotrod, one of my favorite comedies. So this next film is a superhero film, and it comes in at 30%, and that is Venom. I saw this in theater. I've watched it probably 4 times after that. While I wouldn't say it's the best superhero movie, I love this film. I've watched it multiple times. I will continue to watch it. I love this film. And for me, it's shocking because Thor: The Dark World, which in my opinion is one of the worst superhero films, comes in at 66%, and this in at 30. So anyway, Venom, I really enjoyed. I think it's a fun film, but again, it comes in at 30%, but it is one of my favorite rotten films. So the next one is another comedy, and it comes in at 22%, and it is one of my all-time favorite comedies, and it is Mr. Deeds, starring Adam Sandler. Mr. Sandler has made this list a couple of times. I love this movie. I think it is absolutely hilarious. Great quotable lines in this one. A touching story. It's a romantic story. Really funny stuff in it. I can't believe that it's rated so low when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes, but this is one of my all-time favorite films. When it comes to comedy, when it comes to Adam Sandler, one of my favorite Sandler films, and I can't believe it's this low, but it is 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is one of my favorite rotten films. So to finish off this top 10 list, I have one more film for you. Before I give you the title of that one, tell me what your favorite rotten films are. Put them in the comments below. I'd love to know what your favorite films are, or maybe you have some thoughts on the films that I've mentioned. Maybe you really enjoy them. Maybe you agree that they're rotten, but let me know in the comments below. So this is the end of my top 10 list. I will give you one more bonus movie after this at the end of the credits, but this is my official end of the top 10 list. And I love this film, one of my favorite films of all time, and my favorite Robin Williams film, and that is Patch Adams. I think this film is so good. Like, it's based on a true story. For me, I get emotional in it. I weep in this film. I laugh really hard in this film. It makes me think. It's a great film, really inspirational. I can't believe it's rated so low on Rotten Tomatoes. I love this film, one of my all-time favorites, and it is Robin Williams in Patch Adams. So that is my top 10 favorite rotten movies. Thank you so much, Tim Talks Talkies, for the great idea and letting me borrow it. His information is below. If you like this video, please do hit like. If you want to subscribe to more of this kind of content, please do hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. At the end of the credits, there will be one more bonus film from the rotten list that is one of my favorites. Thanks again for watching. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. So here is the bonus film that I couldn't put in my top 10 because it would ruin the 10, but so it's technically number 11, my top 11. This is the bonus one. I love this film. A friend of mine introduced me to it in college. I've watched it probably 6, 7 times. I really enjoy it, and it is Assassins. It comes in at a whopping 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, starring Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas. I love this. It's a cat and mouse kind of film, and I think it's outstanding. I really enjoy it. Is it Oscar worthy? No, but is it fun? Absolutely. I think it's great. I thought it was great for Stallone. Julianne Moore is also in this film. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to check it out. It is a lot of fun. So there you have it. There's the bonus film for my favorite rotten movies. Thank you so much for watching.